At the end of the day, the internet is not always a safe place. Making friends as an adult, and maybe the type of stuff that you own, they just not on. I pray on it and then I move on it. Get out your comfort zone. I just can't explain how empowered that makes you feel. Hello beautiful people, and welcome back to my channel, Simply Kee Samone. If you are new here, I want to say welcome, and if you're returning, I want to say welcome back, girl. Welcome back to another video. Today I'm filming a little girl chat. I'm super excited to just be sitting down with you all, chit-chatting, talking, having a little girl time. I absolutely love that. I wrote down some questions that I commonly get, whether that's in my YouTube comments, whether that's in my Instagram DMs, just answering some things that the girls be wanting to know, and I felt like that it would be good for us to sit down, have a little intimate moment, have a little chit chat, take a break from my early 30s vlogs. If you are new here, we are currently in a series called Early 30s Diaries, and that's where I'm just focusing on fitness, lifestyle, self-care, beauty, achieving my goals, just motivating the girls that are in my age range in this era. Whether you're in your 20s also or your 40s, this is also the content for you. If you enjoy things like that, then go ahead and hit that subscribe button, girl. Turn on your post bell notifications so that you'll be notified every time I post a new video. And also, don't forget to slide on over to Instagram and TikTok and follow me there as well at _Kee Samone. And yes, let's just go ahead and hop into today's video. All right, girl, let's get comfy, let's get cozy, let's get right into it. So if you are OG here, then you know that I used to always say, girl, pour you up some water, wine, or kombucha. Today we're sipping on some kombucha. I actually tried a brand new flavor. This is the pomegranate blueberry, and it's cute. She's really cute. Yeah, Pink Lady Apple is definitely still my fave, but this is definitely a good vibe. Okay, so let's just go ahead and hop right into the first question. Is YouTube worth it? Is YouTube worth it? And we can just really wrap this up into content creation in general. Is content creation worth it? Is YouTube worth it? If you've been here for a while, or if you're an OG, you know that I've been on the platform for almost 5 years. Yes, it might be hard to believe, but yeah, your girl been on here for a while. I have done a lot of different things on my channel, and I feel like that even though I've been on the platform for a long time, I'm just now coming into like my own. I feel like I really have a pretty decent grasp on YouTube, although YouTube is one of those platforms that is very hard to grow on, just because, you know, we live in such a fast-paced world. Everybody is really into short form content, and so it's difficult to get people to sit down and actually watch you for longer than 10 minutes, longer than 30 minutes, longer than 40 minutes. And so I really feel like that in the long run, YouTube most definitely is worth it, because for one, you build a very strong community. I feel like on the short form platforms, mainly TikTok, sometimes it can be really shallow. Not saying that, you know, your community wouldn't be worth it, but I feel like your community really gets to know you on YouTube, because they're spending so much time with you basically on your platform. It's a lot more intimate, it's a lot more engaging. You can just share and divulge a lot more of yourself into your community. So I absolutely think YouTube is worth it. Even though I've been on the platform for a very long time and I still have a very small community, or a micro community, I feel like that is so worth it. I feel like the more that I pour into you all, the more that y'all are pouring into me. Our girls have been growing, this channel has been growing, so I thoroughly appreciate that. But I absolutely think that it is worth it. I think that if this is something that you want to do and it's something that you want to pursue, I say go ahead, go for it. It's definitely not for everybody. I feel like that you should, you know, try it out, give it at least 6 months. And when I say 6 months, I say, y'all, I'm so upset, and that just flew into my freaking kombucha. But I highly suggest giving it 6 months, and I say 6 months of consistency, not 6 months of just posting like once every 3 weeks or once a month. No, you have definitely got to be consistent, at least weekly, and definitely try to tap into something that is going to be informational, something that's going to drop gems for people, something that's searchable, something that's really going to get you into the algorithm. If you immediately start off with vlogs, it's going to be very hard to get views. I'm telling you now, even me, 4.5 years in, it's hard for me to get views on vlogs. But I feel like as long as you're consistent, as long as you know what your purpose is, as long as you're providing value, and you're being yourself, your tribe is going to find you. So all in all, it's definitely worth it. Another question that I get a lot is like about editing software and music. Also, if you've been here for a long time, I used to upload music videos, non-copyright music videos. I since stopped that because I wasn't about to sit up here and tussle with YouTube about being monetized and not being monetized, because I was demonetized for 90 days, and it was something that I definitely probably could have beat and could have kept doing, but I was like, you know what? We're not even about to do all that, all right? We about to just stick to the regular scheduled program. Some of the main platforms that I get my music from is most definitely SoundCloud. I feel like that you can research now. Going on SoundCloud and finding music is very time consuming, and I understand that a lot of people don't want to do that, but I mean, if you want some nice, vibey music that is, today, rap, R&B, neo soul, all of those types of genres, you're going to have to go search it on your own. Another way to get music is to just search it up on YouTube. There are so many music channels that are uploading playlists. And if they're playing on YouTube and you look in the description box and you see that there is no copyright claim, then the music is safe for you to use. Now, that's not to say that in the long run or months from now, years from now, that music can't get copywritten. That's kind of like the risk that you take with using that music. That's the risk that I take. But I mean, hey, I can always go back and mute it, or I can always go back and replace it with something else. But at the end of the day, it's really up to you. But just go in the YouTube search bar, type in non-copyrighted music. One channel that I found recently is called The Playlist Joint. Highly suggest looking that up. They don't post as often, but definitely have some good tunes. But I feel like if you search that up on YouTube, you will be good to go. As far as editing software, I currently use Final Cut Pro. I used to use iMovie on my phone, like years ago. I used to use iMovie on my phone. I used to use iMovie on my iPad, and then I moved to my MacBook. But as far as for me, like transitioning into more very detailed editing, iMovie was just not doing it for me. But I feel like if you need something basic of the basic of the basic, iMovie is perfect. Also, my wife has a channel here on YouTube and she uses CapCut, desktop CapCut, and that is perfectly fine as well. I feel like that's probably like a happy medium in between iMovie and Final Cut, because you can do a lot in CapCut and her videos always look really good. So highly suggest those three platforms. As far as editing tips go, you kind of just have to play with it. I've had people like ask me about like editing and stuff, and I'm not a teacher. I'm a very creative person. So I just play with things. I take the time to play with different things. I research different things and I just try to implement it. If I see some content that I kind of want to emulate that style of editing, I'll just play with my editing software until I get it right. And that's kind of what you have to do with it. If you're a very creative person, some of that stuff will come not as difficult, but if you're not, you're just gonna have to take the time to learn. That's pretty much it. The next question that I wanted to address was just being confident and being yourself. This is something that, well, confidence for me personally has came over time. I don't think that I was always the most confident growing up. As a teenager, I started to get more and more confident and comfortable in my own skin. Now, when it comes to social media and YouTube, I feel like that's one thing that YouTube has really helped me with, is growing my confidence, is because I'm literally putting myself out there for the world, whether that be a very vulnerable moment, which I kind of keep that to a minimum. That's kind of like a boundary that I have, but I've been in my bonnet on YouTube, okay, on the internet. I've like brushed my teeth, washed my face. I've been barefaced with no makeup. Like I've talked about things, that were personal to me. So I feel like that kind of helps, because you kind of build up your strength as far as being confident. Now, as far as confident and looks wise and things like that, I feel like that's something that comes over time. That's something that you have to build within yourself. That's definitely not going to come from any outside source such as YouTube or any type of social media for that matter, or anyone else external to you, because at the end of the day, the internet is not always a safe place, and people are going to tear you down, okay, if they get the chance to. And I'm not saying that anybody does that on my channel, because we have a pretty positive community over here, which I love that, but I do feel like that you have to have some type of barrier, some type of thick skin and confidence already instilled in you if you are going to be on social media. But as far as self-confidence goes, just on a regular basis, that's something that you kind of have to work on in yourself. You have to go back, do the shadow work, dig into like childhood you or teenage you, and figure out where that lack of self-confidence has come from. I feel like that I've had to do a lot of that work myself, and I've figured out over time where that stemmed from, and I had to revalidate myself, go back and talk to younger me, and it's like, hey, you deserve to feel self-confident. There's nothing that is wrong with you just being yourself and confident in you and confident in how you show up for the world. And just saying affirmations, stop comparing myself to others, stop comparing my body or how I present myself to women that I see on the internet, because you just got to know that you are uniquely and greatly made. God made you the way he wanted to make you, and you are beautiful in that. A therapist, that can also help you build a lot of confidence, but really it really does stem from inside. So I say just take the time that you need to do the inner work, figure out where your lack of self-confidence stems from, and then just tackle that head on. I feel like that a really, really hot topic right now is making friends as an adult. I feel like that people are so easy and quick, not easy and quick, but it's more acceptable now for people to just, break up with their friends. And it's not just because of superficial reasons. Sometimes it is, sometimes it's not. But a lot of people are realizing that you don't have to stay in these 10, 20, 30-year friendships just because you've known this person for so long and you actually don't really have anything in common with them anymore, or they don't support you in certain ways, or there's just certain things that you need as a friend and they're not really addressing it. I feel like that's okay. Once you become an adult, it's very natural for you to grow into a completely different lifestyle, or just to be in a completely different headspace than the friends that you had, whether it been in college, whether it been in high school, middle school, elementary school. That's perfectly fine. I feel like that I've gone through a lot of different phases of friendship, and I think that making friends as an adult is difficult, but it most definitely is doable. Some tips that I have for you to make friends as an adult is to sign up for different events in your area. I'm actually going to an event this weekend, and it's a content creator event, and I feel like that I will meet a lot of women that are like-minded, someone who is in the content space or want to be in the content space and kind of understands and what it is that I do. Because they have that understanding, I feel like that, there will be people there that I'll have something in common with. Maybe not everything in common, but if you have something that you're interested in, like a hobby, or if you work out, or like I said, if you are into content, you want to put yourself in spaces where you are going to meet women that are like-minded. And I feel like that's very important. You have to put yourself in spaces where you're going to meet people that align with where you are right now in life. Because like I said, the people from elementary school, the people from middle school, the people from high school, they're not always going to be where you are in life. I'm 30, I'm going to be 31 in a couple months, and the evolution of the people that I grew up with, or the people that I've known in my early 20s, we're not all the same. Okay, not saying that everybody fell off, but there are a lot of people that, the type of stuff that they be on, I'm just not on, and maybe the type of stuff that you own, they just not on, and that's perfectly okay. I feel like another easy way, or another good way to make friends, is to shoot your friend shot on social media. Like, social media can be a very scary, weird place at times, but it's also a really, really good place. I feel like that I've made so many genuine and beautiful connections on social media with other women that are like-minded, and I know that they're like-minded because we fell in the same algorithm somehow. Either they reached out to me or I reached out to them, and there's absolutely nothing wrong with shooting your friend shot on social media. I feel like that you definitely have to have a good level of discernment when it comes to that, because sometimes what people present on social media is not who they are in real life, and you have to just use your women's intuition and your gut on that, or either just take a chance, and then, you know, go from there once you do figure that out. But I feel like that shooting your friend shot on social media, like especially if it's somebody that you've been interacting with, reach out to them and say, you know, hey girl, do you want to grab coffee one day? Or hey girl, I'm going to this workout class, do you want to join me? Or hey girl, just whatever it may be, whatever you feel like that person is into and you're into, reach out to them. It could be lighthearted. It doesn't have to be something super serious, but just reach out to them and ask for some time and something to where y'all can actually talk to each other, get to know each other, and then you never know what's going to happen from there. Honestly, a lot of women are making friends on Threads. I've been seeing a lot of women, you know, reaching out to each other, whether they're like-minded content girlies, reading girlies, the fitness girlies, the makeup girlies, the fashion girlies. Like, there are so many endless opportunities to meet people that are like-minded and align with you on social media. You just have to take advantage, and you got to stop being so scary, girl. Get out your comfort zone. Get out your comfort zone and either go to an event, sign up for something, reach out to somebody. There are ways to make friends. You just have to take yourself out of your comfort zone and put yourself in the space to be able to do that. The next thing that I wanted to touch on is some glow up tips. Like I said, we're currently in a early 30s diaries series here on my channel, and I feel like that in my 30s, this is my glow up season. Like, this is the season to where I'm so much more confident in myself than I have ever been in my life. I feel like that without question, if there's something that I want to do or something that I'm striving for, I don't doubt myself. I pray on it and then I move on it. I ask God for confirmation for a lot of things these days, and if I feel it on my heart and I know that I have a desire for something, I'm gonna go after it. So this whole season of my life is surrounded around me glowing up and being the woman that I see myself being, my higher self, doing things that I know is going to benefit me in the long run, or things that are going to make me happy, or just things that I enjoy, or just trying new things in general. I can narrow it down to a few tips on how to glow up in whatever season, whatever era it is in your life. Just things that I've been implementing in my life that I feel like will be helpful for any woman at any age. My first tip for glowing up is to find some discipline. Now, glowing up, it can look like anything. It can look like physical, it can look like mental, it can look like emotional. There are so many different ways in life in which you can glow up, but find something in which you can build some discipline in, something that's going to better you, something that's going to enhance you in some way. One way that I've been building discipline is to work out. I have been off and on working out for the last couple of years since I've been out of the military. If you did not know, I used to be in the Army. I was in the Army for a little over 8 years. So I was consistently working out during the 8 years. So working out is not something that is foreign to me, and it's not something that I'm just starting out of nowhere, but it is something that I fell off of when I got out of the military. It was like a up and down thing. And so I feel like that with me being able to build discipline back in that, not only is it going to help me glow up physically, like when I look in the mirror and, you know, my back ain't big, them rolls getting small, my stomach getting flatter, you know, I feel like not only does it glow me up physically, but finding discipline in something, it helps me glow up mentally, because it makes me feel confident in other choices that I make. If I know that I'm disciplined in making sure that I go to my Legree class, or make sure I get some strength training in at the gym, or making sure that I show up to my 5:30 a.m. cycle classes, that really helps me glow from within, because I know that there's growth there. Like, I see growth there. Like, that's something that I can really measure, that helps me to know that I'm doing something better for myself. And so one thing that's really helped me on my fitness journey is having an app called ClassPass. I recommend ClassPass to anyone who wants to start working out. If you're not necessarily a gym girly, that's okay. I definitely still like to get in the gym, because I like to get some strength training in, just to keep myself, you know, toned, but also build some muscle. But if you're somebody who is not just, you know, I don't want to go to the gym, I don't want to lift, you know, you don't want a personal trainer, having ClassPass is something that is very convenient, because you're able to sign up for different classes, try Pilates, try Legree degree, try hot yoga, try cycle, and you don't have to sign up for a membership at those specific places. I'll leave the link in my description box to sign up. You'll have 14 free days just to try it out, try some different workout classes in your area. I highly, highly, highly recommend it. But if you want to get into working out and that's something that you feel like will help you on your glow up journey, then definitely make sure you click that link down below. If you follow me on Instagram, you see that I'm constantly posting, going to my classes. Not only is it, motivation and accountability for me to post, but it also motivates other women to want to do the same thing, because I constantly have people writing me and they like, hey girl, how'd you get in that class? Like, how was that class? How do I sign up for that class? So that's just something that I feel like is very, very good, building discipline in something. And even if it's not fitness, commit to doing something either weekly or daily that is going to better you. That could be journaling, that could be reading a book, that could be reading your Bible, that could be meditating, that could be making sure that you plan out your day the night prior. Just anything that is going to better you, that you can measure your discipline in, is definitely going to help you glow up. Another way to help yourself glow up is to do something scared. Do something that you have been wanting to do, but you have either been too nervous to do, too scared to do, don't have anybody to do it with you, so it has stopped you from doing it, or just something that you've doubted doing, but you've thought about it for however long, months long, years long, whether that be social media, whether that be, shooting your friend's shot, whether that be going to an event, whether that be, taking yourself on a self-care date, or whether that could literally be anything, a business that you want to start, going back to school, just anything that you currently have apprehensions about, but you feel in your heart that is something that you really, really want to do something scared. I promise you, it is going to build such power within you to be able to tackle something that you were once scared of. And then after you do it, you feel so relieved and you feel so good about yourself. I just can't explain how empowered that makes you feel. There are so many things in the last, I would say, like 5-6 years of my life that I have done that I have either been scared to do or like thought about and just sat and had analysis paralysis about. But once I did it, I was so proud of myself. It made me feel like that I was glowing within, and having something that you were able to tackle that you felt like that you couldn't before, you will start glowing from the inside out. You will feel like such a stronger woman, such a more confident woman, just because you know that as long as I put my mind to something and as long as I pray on it and put in the work, that I can do anything that I want to do in this lifetime. My last glow up tip would be to make yourself the main character of your life. Now, I know that this is kind of like one of those terms on social media that you hear a lot is, be the main character, be the main character. But what does that really mean? I feel like that some people have like a weird definition of being the main character. And I feel like what it's not is, being conceited, being self-centered, being, selfish. There's two different ways to be selfish now. I'm not saying don't focus on yourself and put yourself first, but I'm saying there are some negative connotations to being the main character and feeling like you're better than other people, or, doing things like that. That's not what I'm talking about. That's not the main character energy I'm talking about. Main character energy is making sure that you're putting yourself first in the best way possible, pouring into your cup. That way that you're at 100%. If you're not at 100%, there is no way possible that you can pour into anything. You can't pour into your kids. You can't pour into your relationship. You can't pour into your friendships. You can't pour into your career. There are so many things that lack whenever you are pouring from an empty cup. And once you make yourself the main character of your life, you are going to always make sure that you give yourself what you need to be okay. You can't focus or wait on someone else to give you what you need or to treat you like the main character, because if not, you're always going to be waiting. Okay. Yes, we have friends. Yes, we have family. Yes, we have our spouses and our significant others. But at the same time, you have to be able to give yourself the happiness that you need, give yourself the peace that you need. You have to be comfortable with yourself by yourself. And that doesn't mean that you have to be lonely and so don't take this any type of way, but some people are just truly not comfortable with themselves. They dive into so many other things that are outside of themselves. That way they don't have to deal with their own things. They don't have to focus on themselves. They don't have to take that time to really, look themselves in the mirror and see the woman that they are, and strive to be the woman that they want to be, or the woman that they dream to be. So being the main character to me looks like making sure that I do my self-care often, making sure that I'm doing my skincare routine in the morning, at night, making sure that I'm showing up to my workouts, making sure that a majority of the week that I'm eating as healthy as I can, making sure that I am learning, making sure that I am pouring into myself mentally, making sure that I'm going to my therapy appointments. It looks like so many different things for different people. If you're someone who likes art, make sure you make time for your art. If you're someone who likes music, make time to be alone and sit and listen to your favorite music. If you're someone who likes nature, make time to go, on a hike or go sit in nature. I think that there are so many different things that we ignore, or that we just put to the wayside of things that we really, really need. I feel like that there are so many things that we just let go to the wayside, because we get so wrapped up in work and everyday life, and everything is moving so fast. But making yourself the main character is giving yourself what you need first. And I feel like that is so, so, so very important when you want to glow up. Because if you are operating from a space where you are full and you are at peace mentally, and you love yourself, you look at yourself in the mirror and you love what you see, you are going to glow from the inside out. Like, that is your glow up. So I hope that, those three things, making sure that you find something to be disciplined in, doing something scared, and making yourself the main character of your life, those three things, I feel like that you're going to be okay. You're definitely going to be on a glow up journey. You're definitely going to be on your way to becoming the woman that you see yourself being, the woman that you've always dreamt of being, and you're gonna feel really, really good about yourself. And I've been doing that for myself the last couple years, and so I can personally attest to it. Okay, you're gonna have to put in the work. It's gonna be some days where you feel like that you don't want to do certain things, but if you know that it's good for you and you know that it's gonna help you on your glow up journey, then definitely go ahead and tap in and do what you got to do for yourself, girl. So the last thing that I wanted to talk about in this girl chat is just being authentic and being yourself. This is not necessarily a question that I've received, but this is just an observation that I have made, or an observation that I feel like is kind of rampant in today's society. I don't know, of social media or whatever it is, I don't know, but I feel like that there is a lack of authenticity. I don't feel like, not saying that everyone is not authentic, but there is there's just a lot of people that you can tell are not being authentic with themselves. And I feel like it's because they are influenced by social media to be a certain type of way, to only show up in a certain type of sense, almost as if there's a mold that you are trying to make yourself fit into that doesn't necessarily fit who you really, really are. And it shows. Okay, I feel like that if there are things that you do only because other people are doing them, if there are things that you or if there are spaces that you keep yourself in just because other people want you to be there, if there are even something as simple as a hairstyle that you keep that you don't really like, but you do it because other people are doing it, that's not you being authentically you. You have to really embrace the things about yourself that make you who you are, because you are beautifully and wonderfully made, and you are unique for a reason. No one else is like you. No one else is made like you, and you really, really have to embrace that. I'm going to use social media, for example. I feel like that on my YouTube channel, I try to make sure that I remain authentically me. I try to make sure that I don't bring anything on my channel that I don't truly believe in, something that I don't truly love, something that's truly not a part of my life, because it's not real. It's not authentic to me. And at the end of the day, I want to build a community that fell in love with me, that fell in love with the vibe that I give them, or just, the content that I put out that is authentic to me. Also, it gets very, very draining to try to keep up with things that are not authentically you. And it doesn't serve anybody at all, because for one, you, like I said, you are going to be drained trying to keep up with something that literally is not really you. And then also the friends you make, the connections you make, the spaces that you're in, it's not going to be real, because those people are being fooled by what it is that you're putting on, what it is that you're putting out there. If you know that you're not a girl that likes to read books, but you just want to be a book girly, why are you going to go join a book club? You know, just so that you can sit with these ladies, or just so that you can be considered a part of this group or be perceived in a certain way. You see what I'm saying? Now, I'm not saying that you can't try new things and see if you like them, but if there is something that you just truly don't like to do, or you know that it's not for you, you don't have to keep yourself in those spaces. You are going to find the people, the community, the career, the hobbies, the anything that actually truly aligns with who you are, and who you see yourself being. And if there's anything that feels like there is friction there, if there's anything that feels like that it doesn't feel natural, then you then know that that's not authentically you. And I feel like it also feeds a lot into a lot of the mental, I don't want to say mental issues, but it can make you depressed, living a lie, basically, just because you're trying very, very hard to do things that are just not you. And so, yeah, that was just like a mini TED talk there, because I feel like in this age of 2024, there are so many people that are just doing things just because they see it on social media, or just because they see other people doing it. And it's not what they truly want. It's not who they truly are. And I think that it's really, really sad to see that, because there's so many good and beautiful things about yourself that you could be into, that other people are into. And I just think that you're doing yourself a disservice, or anybody would be doing themselves a disservice, if they did not embrace the woman that they truly and naturally are. Okay, girl. So that about wraps up the topics that I wanted to touch on in this girl chat. I hope that you enjoyed. I know these weren't like super, super duper juicy topics, but these are just things that, you know, like I said, that I've been asked, or that I feel like that I just wanted to address something that I feel like will help you as a woman, a part of this beautiful growing community. So if you like this video, then make sure that you give it a big thumbs up for me, girl. If you want to see more videos like this, or if you have any questions, you can always DM me. You can always leave it down in the comments. I would love to have more sit down chit chat videos like this, or chit chat get ready with me's, or, you know, just a girl chat video, anything of that sort. If this is a video that you enjoy, also let me know down below. Go ahead and hit that subscribe button for me, girl. Turn on your post bell notifications so that you'll be notified every time I post a new video. Be tuned. Stay tuned in for my early 30s diaries, because I feel like that those vlogs really are helping to, that's basically like my glow up journey. And I feel like that it can motivate other women, and I enjoy sharing these bits and pieces of my life in my early 30s. So again, if that is your type of content, then make sure that you hit that subscribe button, turn on your notification bell, and also don't forget to slide on over to Instagram and follow me there, _Kee Samone. And yes, I just thank you for sharing space with me today. I hope that you enjoyed this video, and I will just see you all in my next one.
Same picking our rest. Since you want love, but the bitch want lust. Can't home, can't buy it. We ain't gotta hit money, we ain't got rings like, oh. Yeah. I be looking like, then what the fuck? We pull up in that